Alright, everyone, welcome back to more Desert Blues. After last session, where everyone arrived in town and the celebrations began, not really a lot got done. A few of you had a conversation about a few things. Miss Bray had a arm wrestling competition with Kotal and wiped the fucking floor with him. Bray then almost immediately lost to Halfdan, the gigantic stable hand that everyone in the town is subtly convinced is part troll or part ogre or part giant. They can't figure out which.
Strong to some degree.
He is very strong. The rest of the night was passed in a fairly chill way. All of you didn't really go out carousing too much. You had a little I think Miss Fox and we're gonna say Mr. Michael, you had a chat and had another couple of drinks. You didn't hit it as hard as you did the night before.
Yeah.
Mr. Michael, you are musing over your day where you were seemingly unaware of events, so you have to run through them again in your mind just to make sure you know what happened. You got into a little bit of a spat with a couple of other bards that have shown up in the city to obviously, earn some gold and coppers while they're here, taking advantage of the celebration. I'm going to describe them to you because I wrote them down on a piece of paper here. There was a short, young, very young human, looked a little bit disheveled, like he'd been on the road for a while. To your trained eye, he's obviously fairly new to the game, but bless his heart, he's trying. There was another elderly gnome lady with a flu and was seemingly charming the crowd. She was very charming, always seemed to have a kind word. Everyone was very witty with her turns of phrase, and she was initially very friendly to you too. Like she welcomes the competition. In actual fact, she introduced herself as Polly Darton. We have a third individual. He's a bit more cockier, like he sees himself as a bit more suave and a bit more of a ladies' man, with just very bushy, bristly blonde hair. He introduced himself to many a woman last night by the name Ed Heron.
Hey.
And we have a fourth individual, a very somberly dressed and a bit more of a cold individual. You've noticed that a lot of his songs and a lot of his playing has more of an adult and more somber and morose feel to him. He very rarely interacts with everyone, but he did give you a respectful nod when you first made eye contact with him. But you have heard whispers that this is a very well-known individual by the name of Connie Jash. Because I was feeling very silly at work the other day, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to swap some letters around in well-known musicians' names, because I'm the DM and I can do what I like. So, we join everyone again on the second morning of the celebrations, the day where it all kicks off and things get properly going. You are all awoken by the sounds of revelry already happening outside. In the watchtower, you are... in the watchtower, Mr. Sergeant at Arms, you are basically sort of roughly shaken awake and told to get up and start patrolling. And you are very swiftly left in the watch house on your own.
Okay.
Are you going to venture outside?
Oh, yeah.
I'll
go out.
Yep. As you go outside, you open it, and there's a lot more stalls out here now. And almost the second you open the door, you are just assailed by just smells of spices. There's cooking meats. There's fresh vegetables and fruits. There's flowers. In fact, directly across from you is a gigantic stall that's been set up outside a shop. And the glare of it in the early morning sun almost damn near blinds you from the amount of just gold and trinkets, jewels, gems, just probably more jewelry and gems and just precious stones than you've ever fucking seen in one place, just staring you in the face and almost making you blind. you can tell things are now well and properly going, and we're going to leave you there. Miss Bray,
Yep.
a few hours ago, you were shaken awake by your handler and the ringmaster, and basically told, get your shit together, we're going to this town, keep people entertained, earn the money, you know what to do. You are led into town at the head of a massive procession, and you are in the village now, and you are almost pretty much left to your own devices to a degree. You can see a couple of the heavies mingling with the crowd, sort of like keeping an eye on you, but they're not like overtly telling you what to do. You are sort of left to your own devices to mingle with the crowd and earn money in whatever way you can come up with. But you know from previous experience, if you try to escape, that's not going to go well. If you try to alert someone to the fact that you are being held captive, that's not going to go well.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do anything that the ringmaster or any of the heavies perceive as misbehaving or like representing the carnival in a bad way, you're going to get hurt. So you need to tread carefully. Mr. Yotao, you finish up your prayers for the evening and you wake up refreshed. The air inside the temple / mausoleum.
You don't know what I was praying for, do you?
Well, what were you praying for? Tell me.
You told me I felt a feeling by that elf woman. I was praying to my god, to the goddess Nyath, was it Nyath?
Yeah,
to
nice.
Nyath, to see if she sent that feeling to me.
As you finish up your prayers, you haven't really received anything. You are still fairly new to this, so this way of communication is still like a little bit touch and go. Sometimes you get something, sometimes you don't. You do get a sense from your deity that the feeling you felt from the elven woman came from the elven woman herself, but it wasn't a threatening energy. It was more a very old and very cautious creature seeing what you were about and just doing what it does on a reflex to just check you out and see if you're okay. It was the action of a cautious individual rather than like a threatening thing. So take that information and do with it what you will. So as you wake up, the air in here is like very chill, and it reminds you of the main temple back in like right back in the main city. It has much the same energy to it, much the same feel. It is, even though you can like sort of hear off in the distance from the doorway, there is sound outside, but very little of it seems to be coming into the temple itself. Almost as if the temple itself is like sort of its own separate space outside from the rest of the world. Even though you can see outside, it's blazingly hot out there. Like this is like desert heat. In here, it is very cold. Like it's cold to the point where you can almost see like the breath in front of your face if you were to take your mask off for a moment. But it's also very peaceful as well. It's very like kind of, especially for you as one of the paladins of Nyath, this is sort of a home for you. So this is a place of refuge for you and your kind. You, as you're getting up and you're straighting out your equipment and doing what you need to do, the high priest comes up and there's kind of kind of like sort of takes you by the arm and sort of like leads you out, sort of leaning on you a little bit. The dude's quite old. He says, "Well, boy, here we go. Go out there, mingle with the people. Keep my words to you in your mind. Go and experience the culture. I'm going to hand back here. I'm far too old for parties like this. Go, boy. Enjoy yourself. Just remember, the mask stays on."
Yes.
Remember the safe word.
Mask stays on. Absolutely.
Yep. It kind of pats you on the back, and like, and as you like take a step out, and like you take a step out the doorway, and it's literally like walking through a doorway from like a cold room into a hot room. There's that moment of like disconnection, like, oh Jesus. As you walk out, you do hear a voice like, "Oh, and if you see that harlot from the Balhazal, you tell her to mind her own bloody business. I have things to do today."
Of course.
Well, Off with you then. Go enjoy yourself. Yep. You step out into the city. The area of the city you are in is quite quiet because you are on like the back streets a little bit. Like you are tucked out of the way, so you are free to wander around and make your way to the center of the village, where there are the sounds of much carousing and celebrations happening.
Right, I'll make my way here.
Inside the tavern, we have Miss Vox and Mr. Michael. You two, are you two sharing a room, or did you buy separate rooms? I forget. I think
it was one room, but it had like 2 beds in.
Yeah.
Yes, it was one room with 2 beds. Yeah. Yep. You wake up in the morning. You are woken up actually by the door opening, and let's see who's going to give you breakfast. You know what? The tiefling's going to come in.
Who's got the audacity to wake me up? Is my other question.
I mean, it is like a gentle knock at the door, and then like he like opens the door, and a purple tiefling steps through with a tray of with quite a sizable tray, both with like plates of cheese, some fruits, some bread. Just it's a very early, fairly standard early morning fare. And
in the bakery, though, that's the question.
Yeah. Yes, we got a delivery from the bakery this morning, sir.
Yeah.
And he kind of walks over and just kind of sets it on the dresser that's like a few feet away from the door, which has a mirror on it. He kind of sets it on there and just kind of gives you a short bow. You notice that this guy is he's very skinny. Like both of you have been on the road long enough to know that this boy would not last a second outside of the walls. like this boy is a town boy. He ain't built for the road. And he kind of gives you a bow and swoops out and just gently closes the door behind him.
Thanks.
Yeah, you now have breakfast. Now have breakfast. Nom, 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 nom. All the breakfast. There's nom nom nom, and then slightly more juicier sounding noms coming from your mimic.
Yes. To be fair, I probably still have some stuff left from when I bought all that stuff from the woman last time anyway, since I bought 2 of everything.
Oh, the tavern's where they are, is it?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yes.
I'll fly over that way.
Don't worry, I have provided numbers and a key. I have labelled places. I've done this professionally.
Am I right to set up an event in the tavern itself?
You can set up an event in the tavern. You will have to get permission from the owner, though.
I'll fly in and say, hi, I represent the carnival. I'd like to set up an arm wrestling competition, if that's okay.
You come across a as I've described him before, a stout little half elf. Oh, good. I don't see no problem with that. I'm sure we can make space. Everyone's going to be out in there, getting stuff anyway. So yes, come in.
Thank you.
Makawa, bring us about other than some chairs. We've got someone who wants to set up an arm wrestling thing.
I may get a pint of your finest ale.
Yeah, you see a massive half orc just kind of open the door, holding a barrel in one hand and 2 chairs in another hand. She takes one look at you and went, "Husband, you cannot be serious."
No, he's serious. I'm serious. Is he serious?
I could squash this one between my thighs, my dear.
Kinky.
You could try.
She's going to put the chairs down, put the barrels down. Really? You think you're tough?
Yes.
Take a swing at me then. Let's see how tough you are.
I mean, I can't get too hard. Like my handlers, they frown upon me getting too heavy-handed.
I mean, you could just make an attack roll and just say it's non-lethal.
It's not lethal.
Straight out punch her.
How do I punch? Because obviously I don't have a punch option. I've got my great axe.
I believe just unarmed combat is what is it? Is it a dex plus your strength? Oh no, you're a barbarian. It's just straight strength plus a d4, I believe.
So, okay. So what do I click? Straight strength save?
Yeah, just hit your strength. Yeah.
So what you would do is an unarmed strike you're proficient in, so you could just use any weapon that uses strength. So
okay.
As long as you hit, if that's what you're trying to do, that's
what
you do. Usually, usually, correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, you would do 1 plus your strength modifier.
Yeah, the damage is 1 plus strength. When you hit anyway, so yeah, you whack. You do give her a whack. We'll do 1d4 plus your strength modifier.
I don't know how to do that exactly. Sorry.
So just
Roll a
roll a d4 and
Roll
have a
a
look at
D4.
what your strength modifier is. And I'll have a look.
Yeah.
Pray,
Oh,
right.
4.
What, did you just get max unarmed damage for like a single punch?
Yeah.
You know you're not supposed to be trying to actually fucking hurt her, right, Pete?
I know.
just
So-
thought I'd remind you.
Having your honor impugned and the fact that you do have whatever the fairy equivalent of little man syndrome is, you just fly up all your tiny fist, and because of how physics works, getting punched by a strong fairy is essentially getting shot because of how pounds per square inches work. You clock her in the side of the jaw, and just as your fist makes contact, you feel something shift underneath your fist,
Oh no.
and just
You broke
you
her
carry through
face.
the blow, and just you see her you just basically rocked her, and she takes a step backwards, and
Sorry.
you hear a holy fuck from over by the bar. It's from the barman, and that's just mirrored throughout everyone in the bar who obviously knows this woman.
Yeah.
She's not
She
somebody
told
to
me
be fucked
to!
with.
She told me
And
to
they're
do it.
and they're like, well, it's not like we're going to need to dig a big grave.
Everyone
And
got a match.
just she kind of holds her head to the side from her before she slowly turns towards you, reaches up and just goes, and pulls a tooth out of her face.
Oh.
Huh. Well then, it appears you can fight. How very
Sorry.
Husband, hook them up with what she needs. I'll be back in the kitchen.
All right.
And
You're gonna
she
be
kinda,
okay.
flicks a tooth back at you and goes, your trophy one.
Okay.
So
And after that, I fluttered down to the. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about that. She asked me to. Can I get a pint of your finest ale?
I'm gonna fucking need it now.
he goes,
Yeah.
after that, I think you've earned it, friend. And he kind of he just kind of draws you he goes to get a human-sized mug, kind of thinks better of it, gets a half-size one, and just kind of fills it up.
I'm fine with the normal size.
What is your con? I'm gonna have to take a quick gander at your con just to see if you can.
Did
pull
I
that up.
stutter? I said a pint.
That's enough pints.
It comes in pints. Now your con's fine. You can have a full one.
Yeah.
He's just kind of he goes, if you think you can handle it, he kind of gets a pint, fills it up with ale, hands it to you.
Because he knows you coming down to see this fairy chugging on a normal sized pint type thing, whilst flipping people with one hand.
He does turn to you and says, I wouldn't worry about handling her. She was worried you'd be a smear on the floor. She just let you get a hit in to see if you were worthy.
Do half orcs' teeth grow back? I hope they do.
I don't know. She hasn't lost one for a long time. We'll see.
All right. Well, I promise I can be a tooth fairy too. If you need compensation, just wait until she goes to sleep. I'll come in with a coin and I'll put it under her pillow.
Is it gonna? This does elicit like a nice hearty laugh from him. This is a very friendly, jovial dude.
Yeah.
However, the kitchen door does fly open on its hinges for a moment,
Ooh.
and you hear, "Who hit my mum?" And a fucking viciously angry dwarven girl steps out.
Um.
And just the barman goes, Leafa, calm down, Leafa. If your mum didn't mind losing a tooth, she wouldn't have picked a fight. Just chill. They're fine. And you can tell that this girl is very protective of her family.
Yeah.
And she's just don't touch my mum again. You touch my mum again, I will personally throw you into the nearest sea.
I'm sorry. She asked me to do it.
Well then. And she kind of turns to her father. I'm going to go get the rest of the rest of the delivery. And she kind of just shoulders her way through the crowd, but she doesn't really have to shoulder because everyone's immediately moving the fuck out of her way.
Just like, nope.
And the only person she does bump into is the mound of muscle that briefly eclipses the sun coming through the doorway that is Halfdan.
No, you're not. You're
they
bad.
sort of
You're bad for the competition.
They sort of bump into each other, and you can see her like draw a breath to like launch and turn over. Who the f-? And then she clocks who is like, oh, Halfdan. Hi. How are you? Hello, Leafa. And just kind of like he goes to like sort of like hug her, but but he kind of thinks better of it a little bit when he clocks at the barman's looking at him. He goes and just settles for a very awkward pat on the shoulder.
It's so cute.
What is everyone's perception? What's Fox's perception?
My perception
Mr. Your perception's a 15. Michael, yours is.
I'm 11.
I knew it was pretty good because you weren't happy about it last session.
Yes, Mr. Michael, you're a 13. That's not bad. I'm going to roll D20 if I can take my sweets out of my fucking dice.
Are they
for a
still
hot
up in their
second.
room?
No, they're downstairs.
No,
They've
no,
literally
no.
come downstairs. So,
Oh, okay.
Vix, you're the only one that notices that Leafa blushes. Like, she seems a little flustered.
I'm totally smirking at that. I'm not even going to fucking hide it.
Yeah. Like kind of Halfdan just kind of like very gently steps out of her way and like very awkwardly like tries to do like the gentlemanly thing of after you, madam. Kind of thing. It is awkward as all balls.
It's
you can tell this guy
adorable.
has
It's so
like
cute.
this boy has no idea what he's doing. And
But yeah,
kind of like-
Pontine. Sorry.
like kind of she gives him a nod and she kind of like bustles her way out. And you notice him kind of like straightening and like he kind of like scratches the side of his head and goes, turns to the rest of the bar and notices that everyone's looking and goes, you want to say something? Everyone's like, "Ooh." Everyone immediately back to their business.
I'm like, you're not competing against me again. I need to make some money.
And kind of he smiles and goes, oh, little friend. He just comes stomping over to you, like, pum, 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 like floorboards flexing slightly under his weight. And he kind of he goes to like shake your hand again, but you do notice that like as he goes in briskly for it, he like slows his movement down to like a snail's pace. It's like, don't crush it, don't crush it, don't crush it.
I started to take his hand and shake it. Like, well, hey, friends.
He goes, hello. Yeah, and you notice he's like he takes a breath, sort of like looks at the ceiling for a moment as if running through a mental checklist. Did friend sleep well?
As far as I could do. Like, without
That is
implying
good.
too much of what I go through or anything, I'm just like, sounds like good.
That is good. Are you here for breakfast?
No, we only really afford a drink. And I'm setting up my arm wrestling competition. I haven't had a chance to eat breakfast though.
Well, then, friend needs food. You are a friend. I feed my friends. And
Oh.
he kind of like just kind of pushes a hand into his pocket. As he pulls his hand out of his pocket, you notice that he's pulled out basically a fistful of gold.
Wow.
And just simply takes like one gold very delicately from like the gigantic fistful he's got and just dunk down the counter and just pushes it back into his pocket. And he hasn't got small pockets. You can tell that like that chunk of change he pulled out, that there's probably more in there.
Yeah.
And it seems a little bit, and because of how well versed you are with these kind of things,
Mm.
it does seem very odd that a very seemingly slow, stable hand has ready access to that much money.
He's a stable hand.
offhand.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just
Yeah,
thinking.
and-
I was like, is he not a warrior?
Yeah, I'm gonna say as you guys get set up, like
Yeah.
he's gonna get you breakfast. You two are
Oh.
gonna keep chatting. He's gonna help you just like kind of set up the little thing, and he'll be there to like make sure that you don't get like taken advantage of, or people don't
Yeah.
start taking the piss out of you. As you get
So
talking,
I'll
he
cut him in
will
on the
start-
profits for that, or like
Yeah.
for helping that. I'll cut him in on the profits.
If you mention about splitting the profits with him, he's just going to wave it away, and he's not going to accept it. He's like, no. I help my friend. Just keep the money.
You're a very good man, Halfdan.
And he'll just kind of pat his pocket and go, I have enough. And as
Okay.
you guys get to talking, it comes out that he actually is in charge of horses for the whole town
Oh.
But he has a very great affinity for horses and can train them, breed them, and take care of them better than most stable hands across the entire kingdom. He is one of the best. In fact,
Wow.
It is even rumored that the Sultan himself has a couple of horses that will get that he got from Halfdan.
Rightly so.
I mean, this could just be all gossip as far as you know, but
Wow.
given the size of the man, you have no reason to doubt him. He's not trying to I mean, you could even insight check him if you want to, but you're basically going to pass because he's not lying.
Yeah.
Like the guy is as honest as a day is long and as strong as a bloody mountain.
Yeah. I've already ascertained his strength. So
yes, it's one of the reasons why he can take such good care of horses. Because if one of them starts to act up and tries to kick him, he can just catch it by the hoof and go, "Stop being a dick."
Nice. He's not a Goliath, though, is he?
He's you know what? You can't fucking tell.
All right. Okay. You know what I mean by a Goliath? Like he's Is he,
on the face of it, he looks like a human, but he is just unnaturally big and unnaturally strong. Like you've done contests of strength before in other villages. You've arm wrestled other humans, even some pretty big beefy adventure dudes. But this guy just takes the cake. He's like, gee, this guy is a beast.
No. So I think as I'm munching my food and drinking my ale, getting ready for the competition, flexing my muscles and all, I say, thank you very much. I really appreciate helping feed me and everything. I'll find some way to repay you. But yeah, and then she libers up, gets ready for the day, and then
I mean, as you're talking to him, he's just got a fucking giant grin on his face. He's like, I made a friend, and my friend is happy. He's a happy chappy. So the two of you here, the other two of you that are in the tavern, Miss Fox and Mr. Michael, what would you like to do today?
I want to try and arm wrestle. I know I'm going to lose, but I just want to do it for the fun of it.
You want to be the first person to arm wrestle? Go for it. Approach Bray and challenge.
Please don't break my arm.
I won't break your arm.
She's going to break your arm.
Right. The established cost of the arm wrestle is going to be 2 silver pieces per challenge.
Well, I'm only going to do it once. I'm not that fucking stupid.
Yeah. Okay, so contested strength rolls. To the victor go the spoils.
Strength saves, isn't it?
It is strength saving throws.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you are just planted, Fox.
To be fair, she knew, Vox knew she wasn't going to fucking win. It was literally just for the fun of it at this point.
3, 2, 1, bang! Oh, that's 2 silver pieces. You're down.
That's fine. I would only spend it on food anyway.
Yeah.
I've got a bit of spare sausage if you want some.
Nah, I'm gonna go buy my bread.
Okay.
Thanks,
thank you for competing. I'll say thank you for competing. Name's Bray, by the way.
I'm Vax.
Vax, nice to meet you. I think I might have seen your kind before from my homeland.
Your home? Wait, my people are in your homeland?
Yeah, same forest, I believe.
Oh, same forest, yes.
Yes.
Probably.
And we might have seen a couple of you in the Feywilds before.
Well, it wasn't me.
No, obviously.
I haven't been there.
I think I'd remember you.
do I take that as a compliment or an insult?
Oh, I've never seen a mightier steed.
There it is.
I think at that point she's just gonna walk off. She has no response to that. Just no.
See you soon.
Fox, you get away from Halfdan as well because you're his friend as well. Bye, friend.
Oh yeah, I waved to Halfdan.
Yeah.
Halfdan's a happy chappy. Right, you go outside. Mr. Michael, are you going to be doing anything in the tavern? Do you want to participate in the arm wrestle?
Give it a crack.
Do it.
Oh yeah.
Go on. Contested strength saving throws in, my gents.
Okay.
2 silver pieces on the line.
Oh.
God damn. I mean, you are barbarians, so it makes sense, but
Yeah.
god damn.
How do I?
So you should have your saving throws on the top left of your sheet. And strength is the top one.
Yes.
Do you want me to send you a picture?
Yes, please.
Fucking idiot.
No, leave it alone.
1 sec, sorry.
This is fun.
She's helping out special people.
And it sends.
Special people.
Saving throws is under the proficiency bonus.
Yeah.
Strength is the top one.
And what am I throwing? 7 throws. Right. Okay.
Yes, please.
Just click strength. And
Yeah, just click the strength and it will do your saving throw for you. You put up a bit more of a fight than Vox did, but no, Bray's just far too strong. It is. You cannot believe just how strong this fucking fairy is. It's just floored you.
But also, seeing you're a musician, I'm quite gentle with your hand. So, like, at the same time, like, I take that into my head, and I'm like, but don't damage it in case it's this drum in hand. Like that. Thank you for competing. I look forward to hearing music. Sorry, what was that?
On a random street corner somewhere, plucking away.
You could. I mean, like, if you set up and hear it anytime, I'll be happy to hear your music. My name is Bray, by the way. Bray Manfolder.
My name's Michael. Michael doesn't exist.
Oh, okay. Would you look pretty real to me? From the Feywild.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Right. Are you going to follow Vox outside, Mr. Michael?
Yes.
I'm going to get my bread. You come in.
Both of you go outside,
I'm
and
going over to the bakery to get more bread. I'm going with her.
the same vision greets you that greeted Mr. Sergeant Arms there. Just many more stalls out there, like every kind of stall you can imagine. Like, both of you are fairly familiar with like large cities and like how big events can get there. This is on par with that level of stuff. There's people there from like far off lands with like interesting items. Like all the local providers just like showed up. Even the grumpy fucker that runs the general store has decided to, get involved. You do see 2 new stores that you didn't notice before. One of them is covered in like bright red and like really, really deep, vibrant, like fiery colors, and there's just weapons on this thing that ranging from the simplest of like daggers and knives up to ornate cutlasses, rapiers, like pole arms, axes. Just every weapon you've seen and heard of is displayed across this thing. And standing behind this stall is a very smug-looking red dragonborn that's giving sidelong evil looks to the stall next to her, which is a golden panoplied arrangement filled with filigreed armor, intricately worked leather, and amazing masterwork shields alongside really robust, well-made bucklers. Just any armor and shield you can imagine, and both of them are giving each other the stink eye for the entire time. They're sat right next to each other, giving each other the stink eye. Sort of next to them, you see the familiar face of the baker for the town.
Making the
Miss
spit line
Althena.
straight there.
Yeah, Miss Althena is there. She's got all her wares out. You do notice that just walking away from her table, like her stall in particular, is the tiefling that kind of brought you your breakfast, and he's kind of bustling off with like 2 massive arms of bread, like back to the tavern, like fucking shit. His little wiry muscles like really trying hard. Like,
if I see him enter the tavern and I see him struggling, I may assist him.
I was just about to say, if I spotted him, I'd be like, do you want a hand?
He's like, no, I've got this. I don't do this myself. Like kind of, he does get to the door. The door like kind of swings open, and there's you you'll be joined by like Halfdan as well, who like goes up to the boy and just kind of helps him with the other one. He goes, I could have carried it. And Halfdan's like, of course you could, Iskander. Of course you could. Pats him on the back, nearly knocks the boy over, and like catches him halfway down. It's like, oh, sorry, I forget you're very light. It's like, it's fine, Halfdan. Don't worry about it, big man.
You should get you working out, young lad. I say, tapping him on his bicep.
It's like, I would, but I have never really taken to it, to be honest with you. I would much rather go to the city, but I fear if I were to one step outside of the walls, something terrible would eat me. I'm not. I've long come to terms with the fact that I'm not a brave soul and I'm not a strong soul, but I can still be a soul that does well for people.
Sounds like you need an escort, but I can't provide that for you. You have to go to someone else.
Well, I don't know what my father would do without me and my sister, to be honest with you. He's not as young as he used to be. He's getting older, even though he won't admit it.
He looks pretty spry.
Yes, well, appearances can be deceiving sometimes. I worry about him.
Don't we all? Worry about our folks.
Thank you. I need to get on with my work. There's much to be done today. Much to be done.
Yes, busy day, busy day. Anyway, anybody want to wrestle me? Anybody arm wrestle? Come on. Step right up. I'm gonna knock you down.
Right. So, yes, Vox and Mr. Michael, you are beelining straight for Althena and all the goodies.
Oh, yes. Well, I think Michael's still in the bar.
No. Which direction is it in? Is it this way?
Yes. So, like where you see where the shops are, the shops denoting them are pretty much like directly in front of them. So, Althena's will be here. Yep. The armorer and the bladesmith will be there. The guy with all the jewels that's currently blinding the sergeant is right out here.
I don't know how to myself. Yep. I'm useless.
Right. So, yep. If Vox and Mr. Michael are going to go up to Althena, she kind of greets you with a very brightly good morning. Good morning, children. Welcome. This is probably going to be a momentous and very fun day. Would you like something? Would you like something more for your breakfast? I have already sent some food over to the tavern. Surely you've already eaten your fill.
Oh yeah, we already had that. I just want more for the day.
She goes, very well. I will have something for you. One moment. She kind of ducks down, kind of disappears underneath, and you hear like some rummaging. And she comes out with 2 like 1 foot squares of fabric, puts a few of the freshly baked rolls in them, folds it over, and passes her hand over it and mutters something under her breath. Both of you are very attuned to magic, but you notice it a bit more, Vix, that something very distinctly magical has just happened. And as she hands these to you, as you take them, you notice that the cloth itself like emits a faint warm aura to keep the bread warm and soft until you want it.
Just wipe the drool off my chin as I offer money.
Yeah, it is not a magic you recognise, but you do recognise it as being something close to druidic magic.
Yeah.
For Michael, this is just like, whoa, what the fuck is that? That was cool. Could I use that for underwear if we're in the mountains?
I'm trying to figure out how to move myself across the map.
If you click on your coin and then you click and hold and then drag.
Let me just double check you can even move it. Because it might be a case of it's done that thing where it decides randomly that people can't control it.
It's just giving me strange options.
Right, there you go. Try that. It's like click and drag. You should be able to move around.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. Yeah. It does that to Pete all the fucking time.
All the time, mate.
All the fucking time. Every time he logs on, it's like, no, you're not allowed to control your character anymore because of reasons.
Hasn't done it this time, mine, so...
Don't jinx it.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Yeah.
So...
yeah, don't jinx it.
Vox and Michael, your meal for the day plus the cloth to keep it warm. She does warn you that this cloth will only last until you unwrap it. If you unwrap it, the charm basically loses its function and it stops working. It just becomes a 1 foot square of cloth.
Yep.
And now I understand why he was on about in the mountains.
That's going to cost you 5 silver pieces each for that, and that will just give you some food for the rest of the day on top of what you buy as well.
I'll pay for it.
Let's smash cut to Mr. Oh, Mr. Tom. I am very sorry. I forgot you fucking existed. Mr. Amir.
I was waiting very patiently.
He's
working up to me. He's working up to me.
Dude,
oh, wait,
you
you're
should-
here.
I love the fact they forgot that the
I'm
rich
so
boy
sorry. You
exists.
should have cut in. You should have cut in with something. I'm so sorry.
I would never dream to interrupt the DM.
No,
Okay.
never.
I mean, even just like a pointed clearing of the throat would have done it. Right. Yes, Mr. Amir, you are woken up by whoever is your manservant. Like, they come and just kind of like, just gently wake you up, like gently opening the curtains, bringing you your breakfast.
Azim.
Yes, of the most exquisite breads and meats, and just local produce, like expertly sourced, expertly prepared. It's all the jazz. It's the business.
Azim, you've outdone yourself, as always. Oh, what would I do without you?
Well, sir, I can only vouch for. I can only cook what I am produce. The locals produce some very good stuff, particularly the baker and a couple of meat producers. They're very good, sir. Very,
I don't know why I was about to do the very potions action. Don't do pass on my compliments. Blah, 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 blah. Monocle, top hat, monocle.
Of course, my lord. I will go give them to them.
Igor lives to serve.
Igor lives to serve.
No, that's more down that line. This guy's just old.
Yes, sir. I will leave you to your repast and your morning ablution.
Oh, you're very
And
kind,
he-
Azim. Thank you so much.
Your
Do you get to the Cloud District very often?
your outfit for today will be laid out in the morning room.
And he bustles out.
Oh, it's so splendid being rich.
I love being rich. Yeah, you get yourself ready. While your surroundings are not as opulent as they would be in a major city, for like what you would probably consider a small town in the middle of fucking nowhere, it's pretty good. Like, there's gilding on things, the mirror's in pretty good nick. Like, the bed was like very, very roomy, very, very soft. You slept like a fucking anvil. Probably snoring, I would
That's a
imagine.
good description.
Yeah. And yeah, the room surrounding you is comfortable. It is up to your standards. After you get yourself ready, and do you have a shave? What do you do?
Yes, I do attend to my personal grooming as best to my personal grooming. You've got to maintain the standards when you're representing the family.
As you go to leave your bedroom, you almost forget absentmindedly. It's like, oh shit, there's something very important I'm forgetting. As you reach out and you kind of like grab your lamp, as your hands touch it, you do hear a voice in your head. Well, we will have some interesting stories here, won't we, Amir?
Point of order. It's actually not a lamp. It's a compartment ring. Like those little rings where you got.
Oh, it's a ring. It is a ring. Yeah. So so you will get that kind of like as you slip that ring on, that voice will like enter your mind. Your particular patient functions in a very specific way. So you slip that on. You get that in your head. Do you respond back, or you just acknowledge it?
No, I will. Of course, I acknowledge my patron. She's treated me very kindly.
Yes.
Let
me see. Zoltan Zaraya of the Zizmibaba Zephyr.
Remember, that's the name you chose.
I know. I'm a fan of alliteration.
Bless
I
you.
did have the name put on my character sheet. Amir ibn Ahmad ibn Faladan ibn Al-Abbas ibn Rashid ibn Hamad ibn Azim.
That one, yeah.
Bless you.
But you may call me Amir.
Achoo!
Ibn? No, Ibn means son of. Ibn. References. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. So yeah, no, she's fond of she's fond of stories. So I'll be looking around, and I'll be actually looking for. As soon as I'm done getting ready, I will emerge myself into the public.
I will grace the public with the joy of my exposure. As you go out into the day room, you notice that your manservant has laid out 3 different outfits for you. One is a deep purple with a gold trim.
Ooh.
The other is a sort of like a cream and almost onyx color, like faintly intertwined among the threads to create like a dappled stonework effect. The third is, at first glance, it looks like almost a well-made but very plain robe. But as you sort of go to like snatch the outfit up and turn to your manservant and go, "The fuck is this nonsense?" You notice it shimmers as you pick it up in iridescent colors. And as you inspect it more, you notice that it's like stitched together very small iridescent scales that seem to catch the light and bend it in interesting ways.
It's like a
How
pearlescent.
fancy do you want to be today, Tom?
We're supposed
Is
to
it
be
like pearlescent?
we're supposed to be equals. We're supposed to be normal. So, okay. So 3 fancy outfits. What's the second most fancy outfit?
If you're gonna aim for
This
being
extravagant. I have standards maintained, but I'm not going to overdo it.
Yes, you are. You're gonna overdo it and just go. I'm just a normal, just one of you. Please.
No,
We
these
don't
old
like the
things.
clothing. Yeah, these old things.
I would
yeah.
say the one
I'm just a poor boy. Comes from a poor family.
the one that would be considered to be more approachable to the common man would probably be the white one that gives off the
Stonework one.
like basically the doppeled stonework effect. Because the red one is like very bright and very boorish, and red's an aggressive color, whereas the stonework one is a bit more subdued, a bit more approachable.
I will go with the subdued one.
Okay. Go for the subdued outfit.
Less is more, as they say.
You go for the subdued outfit. Your manservant, of course, scurrying before you, opening doors. Why did I just imagine the manservant as that butler in the Lara Croft games?
I'm not
Locked him in the fridge
before anyone says anything.
Damn, that is a random ass reference that just threw itself in my head. It's like, hey, what if he was like this, dude? It's like, no, because every single gamer alive tried to murder that poor guy.
No. They saw he was old, so they wanted to cryogenically freeze him so he didn't.
That's yes.
Oh, they were saving him. Yes, because that's totally how cryogenics work. Even though cryogenics itself is not actually nonsense. Yes, I said it, and when this goes on the internet, it will be public. I said what I said. Fight me.
That is the hill I will die on.
That is a hill I will die on, because if you look into the actual science of it and you have anything approaching critical or logical thought, you'll realize it's all fucking nonsense, because you're pumping yourself full of fucking antifreeze. I don't care if it's medical grade; it's fucking antifreeze. How the fuck is future gonna technology look at the fucking bullshit that does to your system and go, yeah, we can fix that.
Yes, sudden hypothermia. That'll be good for the system.
Yeah, it's I guess we have Star Trek technology that was like, even Star Trek technology couldn't fix that shit. They just write you off and fire you into the fucking sun so that no one knew you even existed. Get over yourself, Walt Disney. You're not fucking special. Anyway, rant over, Mr. Amir.
Yes.
Don't start. The other two don't know when I go up into a rant. I can be in there for hours. Don't tell them that. Right, Mr. Amir, you have come out into the streets. You have you do garner some looks from the more common folk that are around, but they're just like, oh, that's a cool outfit, and then they move on. Whereas the other one's probably been like, who the fuck is this dickhead? You notice the other noble families are like, some of them are definitely trying to outdo you. Some of the ones you notice have gone for your actual approach of going for more of a subdued look. So, like, while they are wearing clothing that's like on par with yours being fancy, it's not overly so. Whereas there are a couple that look like fucking stupid ass peacocks. in compared to the rest of you, and you do notice that these people are getting looks of derision from people around you, not to their faces. Like even a couple of their bodyguards that they've driven, like the hired mercs that have come along and looking at them like, oh, fuck, why did this dickhead employ me?
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Sounds like Amir has chosen the best approach to this situation at hand.
I will be polite. I will be diplomatic. Obviously, anyone who's dressed up so funny, I will compliment. It's just like, oh yes. I'm trying to articulate this. But you know, I'm playing nice. I'm playing friendly, and of course, yes. I'm showering compliments where I can. I will not backtalk anyone, but I will give back compliments. So obviously, it's just like, oh, they've done a bit. It's just like, yes, but they may be, but they are dressed as they are comfortable, and they look resplendent.
I mean, this conversation goes, relatively well. You don't make any new friends, but you don't make any enemies either. It's still far too early in the day for this kind of to make enemies. Everyone's still
just looking at these resplendent motherfuckers and just like, I have not had enough coffee to deal with this.
Yeah.
Apparently, I'm too chipper.
A murmuring starts to happen, and you turn to the direction of the murmuring to see that the Sultan and his family, along with the mayor and his wife, have exited their villa, and the Sultan comes out last. The first to exit are the mayor and his wife, who are wearing like a matching, like kind of fairly simple light blue with like a pale cream ensemble. Behind them, the Sultan's wife, looking fucking stunning in like a deep purple with a gold trim. Good thing you didn't choose, the deep purple with the gold trim. You don't want to be wearing the same thing as the Sultan's wife.
Oh, samesies.
Yeah, she comes out like, you can tell that this is the highest made quality, but she wears it in such a subdued and natural way that even though it is probably one of the most expensive things in the town, she wears it like it's just an everyday sackcloth. Like, it doesn't matter to her how fine it is the simplest of garbs, and everyone's like, damn, she was good in that. It's like, where did you get that? Do you know where a tailor is? She wears it so well. Following her are her children. The oldest one comes out dressed similarly to her mother, but she's holding like a parasol along with it to keep the sun off her. The second oldest is holding a parasol as well. She seems to be dressed in like more of a subdued, like almost grey colour. It's nothing like you'd expect a princess to wear. For instance, you'd expect her to be like decked out to the nines and all the finery, but she's wearing something very subdued. Like, she's got her glasses on, she's got like a few books under one arm, and she's holding a parasol as well. Like a bat out of hell, the 12-year-old comes out. Already, his outfit is askew, not being worn right. He had a headdress that has long since disappeared in the wind, and he's just wearing like what looks like a green doublet over some like trousers, because it's pretty obvious that you can almost see like the tail end of a shawl disappear into the doorway, like they were trying to get a shawl around him. He was like, fuck no, just trousers and a doublet, we're done. And he just kind of ducks out, eager to greet the day, eager to get to it. The Sultan comes at last, and
apparently has a motorbike.
His appearance elicits almost a sort of gasp among everyone. He's not decked out in any finery whatsoever. He's wearing adventuring leathers.
Oh, someone's making a statement.
Yeah, he's wearing what he used to wear the last time he ran through this town. And you notice Marcus walks up the crowd. Big old centaur, hero of old. And you see a wistful expression on Marcus's face. Like the uncrackable, always jovial demeanor of the hero centaur that overthrew the Sultan's father and is an extremely powerful and feared warrior in his own right. The visage cracks for a moment, and you see something wistful and almost sad at seeing the Sultan Sorin in his robe leathers. And someone just puts a hand on Sorin's shoulder. You don't hear any of the words exchanged, but someone just puts a hand on Marcus's forearm and gives him a nod with a knowing smile. And Marcus turns, gives him a nod, disappears back into the crowd. And you see the Sultan just kind of like have a quick chat with the Sultan. You're still a little bit too far away to pick words out, but you know the body language is jovial. It's all them just saying, it's like, oh, you guys can go off and do what you like to his kids. He turns to his, like, he just kind of like turns to them, to the mayor and his wife, gives them a bow, and his body language shifts. He goes from the regal Sultan to an offhanded common adventurer, hooks his wife by the arm, and walks into the crowd. And so, with all that set up, you now have activities. I'm going to post a... Oh, God, did I download the fucking thing? Have I done my due diligence? I should have. I'm going to put a PDF in the group chat of several games we could run. First we're going to do watch out. Go in the chat. In the chat. In the chat. I would like you all to peruse this PDF while I go for a quick cigarette.
Do I need to look at it as well? Because I mean, I'm
going to say yes. You can look at it if you want. You are like while you have your little side hustle going on, you like there are other opportunities to make money throughout the village. So I'm going to say the heavies aren't going to be too angry if you go and have a look at these other side hustles to see what you can do.
All right.
Because there are things that you can do. So yes, have a look through those games and see if any of them take your fancy. And I have a couple of specific ones set up to see what we can do. Like there's going to be a big old race around the village to top the night off. So we're going to see who can get around the entire village in the quickest time. With a lot
hell yeah, pieing contest.
There's a pieing contest. I'm so angry I can't do the extreme version of it because it's on a Reddit post. There's an extreme version of it where it has random magical effects. And I'm like, that is so fucking fun because there's one of them, if you roll, like, I think if you roll like a 90 to 100, the pie quadruples in size and you start to take bludgeoning damage. Oh my Jesus Christ.
I think I'll forgo the activities myself.
Have a gander through that. So we're going to start off shenanigans with Mr. Sergeant, actually, because I was going to go to you originally. You have been given the task of basically going through the crowd. You can participate in activities as you wish, but you are in charge of policing the crowd, so you're heightened up for catching cup purses and things of that nature, I gather. Now, you notice the other watchmen tend to give you a wide berth, but the bodyguards do give you a nod as you go past. The crowd itself seems fairly calm and jovial. There doesn't seem to be any sign of shifty individuals as yet, but it is still early morning to late morning-ish. I'd probably say about 10, 11 a.m. So things haven't kicked up properly yet. Do you wish to partake in an activity, or are you going to continue patrolling?
If it's quiet, he will probably, and I'm assuming he's gone somewhere and got, just a little bite to eat for breakfast already.
I would say there are more than enough street vendors for you to just dash a couple of copper on to get something to eat. Yeah.
Yeah. Once he's done with that, he'll probably might look at the bottle throat. To be honest.
Bottle throat. Okay. Yeah. You approach the bottle throat. There seems to be a very generic dude behind it, like just haggling for people to come and play his game. It's I don't know, would there have been? Yeah, there probably would have been like carnival-esque type celebrations in the main city before. So you're familiar with these kind of games and the type of people that do it. Sometimes they're like grifters, sometimes they're actual legit games, but it's hard to tell off the bat. So let's come on, behave, computer. I want to look at the thing. It is not playing ball with me. Right, okay. Let's see. The ball throw. Right. So, let's see. Yep. Do your... Yeah, he just kind of offers it up. That'll be 1 silver piece for a go there, Chief. So, let's see. You want to do a weapon attack with a wooden ball. Make a improvised weapon attack, please.
Okay. Remind me, are we proficient in improvised weapons?
I don't know. Are you? That's a character thing for you, I believe.
Well, I mean, it would either be we are or aren't. We all wouldn't be. Hold on, I can check. I
mean, you're throwing a ball, so I'll say yes, you're proficient in throwing a ball.
Sorry. Then I will give it a little throw. I can use dexterity or strength, can't I?
It says make a improvised weapon attack, so yeah, dex or strength, up to you.
Cool. I use strength. Shall I just do that? Would that be something?
That would. Yep, we'll say an 18 hits. So roll a 1d4 plus the ability modifier.
So 1d4 plus 3. Where the hell is my sheet? There it is. D4 plus 3.
6. Yep, you throw the ball and with a you do manage to smash one of them. It's not the best, but you get a minor prize. So roll a d8 for me. 5. You get a candle in the shape of a, let's say, an owl. Yeah, you get a decorative candle in the shape of an owl.
He looks at it. Thanks, Bender. He thinks, that's probably
what you are,
worth
Chief.
silver piece. And he carries on his patrols, and he will just keep an eye out for any interesting people along the way, probably around here.
Shenanigans.
Yeah.
Shenanigans.
You see a lot of interesting
people with mimics, that sort of thing.
By this time, you do know, like, obviously you've clocked like the Yotal. Well, you don't know him as a snake person, but you do clock the individual you've got to know as one of the paladins of Nyath, just knocking about the crowd as of now. You do spot a bard and a satyr off in the distance, munching on stuff. I would imagine they're doing while they decide what they're doing. You can't see the fairy because the fairy's inside the tavern. Mr. Amir, you are coming into the crowd. So you do spot the sergeant, you spot the paladin, you know them both from the procession. That's not news, you know who they are. All the nobles are like dispersing into the crowd. You've lost sight of the Sultan and his missus. They're off doing their own thing. The kids have gone off as well. People are sending me things in Discord. What's going on? Tom, what are you up to?
Don't worry about it.
Because that's not
see
suspicious.
your thing. I see your thing.
That's not suspicious in the slightest.
Nah.
I mean, it's not.
You want to really get worried when he starts sending me a shit ton of stuff, or like from Pinterest or like Reddit, and go, "Oh, what about this? What about this?" And like, "Oh, Tom, you delicious bastard."
I am delicious.
Yes. So we will go to Azamir. You have done your things. You're mingling with the crowd, deciding what you're going to do. Miss Fox and Mr. Michael.
What about you, Tom?
Would you like to participate in any? Would you like to participate in any activities, or are you going to stay together or go separate ways?
I like the idea of the pie eating contest.
Yeah.
I do love pie.
I do like the pie.
I do like eating.
Okay.
So
you two are going to get involved in the pie eating contest. This is kind of tangentially run by Miss Althena with like the help of like a couple of the locals. So you are shown to a table. A crowd starts to gather. Mr. Amir and Sergeant and Mr. Yotal, would you join the crowd that is gathering now?
Yeah, Valence will follow. He'll see this. I mean, a pie eating contest is definitely going to be worth watching.
Oh, yes. Amir, are you going to join?
I will have a look at. Sorry, which contest are we looking at? Pie eating?
Yeah.
Pie eating, yes.
Yes, I will have a look at the pie eating. Let me just scroll there. Yeah, I'll do a few others, but yes, pie eating. That sounds like a fun, jovial way that normal people seem to do.
Yeah. Mr. Yotal, are you going to have a look as well?
Why no? Wait, no, I can't.
Okay. Can you not move?
No, I can't take off my mask.
No, but you can watch. He's like,
Well, no.
going to the crowd
Look,
to watch.
you can watch, yeah.
I'll watch it.
Yeah, okay. So you go to watch. The pie eating contest starts to get doing. You're given a time limit of. I'm gonna say the mayor is gonna like tangentially come along to see all the business owners going. I can do this. Each contestant will be given a grand total of 3. How long does the contest usually take? 3 minutes. 3 minutes to eat as many pies as they can possibly fit in their stomachs. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to compete? You are joined by a fairly rotund dude, a very skinny girl. You are joined by a
if Marcus
dwarf.
joins in.
Yep, and you are joined by, let's say, a fairly average-looking skinny dude with a bald head.
Why am I getting called out here?
It's not about you, Tom. Just because it's skinny dude with a bald head doesn't mean it's about you.
I mean, is it not?
No, it's not. This is inspiration drawn from a completely other source. In fact, it's one of the most I forget the dude's name, but there's a world champion, just eating contest in general champion who looks like he could be blown away by a strong wind. He's like
Richard O'Brien.
skinny. He's a skinny bald dude. He's fucking insane. Watching that guy eat is a fucking experience, I tell you. Anyway, you are all sat down. This is going to take place across 5 rounds. I will be rolling separately. So, he goes, and may the biggest glutton and those of biggest stomach win. Begin. Just pies appear across the table as Athena just waves a hand. They look the bomb. These aren't the average pies you get for contest eating. These are good ass pies that are being used right here.
Damn.
So, people who are involved, Fox and Michael, make.
Oh wait, can I join in? This seems like a fun way to spend the day with the normal folks.
If you wish to jump in, yeah, you can just throw yourself in on the bench. Yes,
absolutely.
D4 plus Constitution modifier, isn't it? I think
it's a D4 plus your con modifier. It's it appears one of our fine noble brethren is joining us. Please, Amir, have at it, my friend.
I will graciously bow, and I will pick up a serviette, and I will tuck it into my collar. I want to stain my lovely attire. Yeah, what are we doing? Are we rolling?
Roll a D4 plus con modifiers, please.
Okay, D4 plus 2.
Your con modifier will be I believe it's the big number. Is it the big number? Let's have a look. First character to hand. That's you.
I always forget.
Your con modifier will be the big number in your con box.
Oh, sorry.
So 17.
It is literally a D4 plus the con modifier. So
So
whatever the big
number,
is.
the smaller number.
Huh?
Oh no, you are correct. Sorry, I'm chatting bollocks. Yeah, it's whatever the plus number is. So,
Alright, so
if you've got a
3.
17, yeah, there you go.
Okay, so I'm 5 then.
Fine. Okay, so What do we get? You got a
Oh, dear.
5.
Michael rolled a 1. I don't know what his con modifier is.
You got 1. What's your con?
Is it the big number or the little number?
It's the little.
It is the little number, yes.
It's 1.
It's a 1. So, Miss Vox and Mr. Tom, you are making good headway into your pies. You are, like, it's almost 30 seconds in, and you are just immediately chowing down. You've got, like, almost a whole pie done. Michael, you are having a harder time of this. You are, like, almost a little bit too engrossed on how good the pie is. Like,
Yes.
You're just like too busy savouring the bites instead of actually just munching it.
Oh, holy fuck! This is actually a really good pie.
It sounds a little bit too close to home. I feel attacked.
Let's do 3d4s for the other contestants. 2 of them aren't doing too well, but you notice the skinny guy on the end is on par with Vox and Mr. Amir.
I imagine Vox having a Ratatouille moment with the critic butting into the Ratatouille and having that flashback.
That's Michael.
Yeah,
that's me right now.
Okay, so, another round of d4s plus your modifiers, please.
Oh, well.
Okay,
Ooh.
4.
That's a little more like it.
6.
I got
Oh, wait, no, she got 7.
Damn it.
Oh, he got okay.
Those guys. Jesus. Everyone's well into the game now, apart from Miss Fox.
Oh,
So-
it's hitting hard now. Just like, oh, fuck, that was actually a really good pie.
Yeah. Okay, so,
Yeah,
Miss Fox.
delayed reaction.
Because everybody else seen the look on my face and gone, oh, maybe the pie does taste okay then.
Yeah, Vox, you start to slow down a little bit. Like, maybe you, like, overcompensated in the first round. Michael, you have stepped it up. You're like, no, fuck it, I'm going to win this. And you're shoveling pie in. Mr. Amir, you are going great guns. You're like, no, I'm not going to be outdone. I'm not.
Outdone by these commoners.
Yeah. You notice that the others are starting to catch up as well. The one dude, however, this really skinny, bald-headed dude, he's rolled his fucking sleeves up and he is going at it. He doesn't give a fuck what he looks like. The guy is almost covered in like pie, like his entire face is almost covered in, just shoveling it in.
Supposed to eat it, not wear it.
Yeah, but you know, even though like as he's kind of smearing it on his face, he's still kind of like scraping it off and shoveling it back in. He don't give a fuck. He's going great guns.
Oh hell no!
That's 2 rounds. So, third round,
That'd be cheeky.
another round
I'm gonna do
of
something about it.
another round of saves, if you please.
Oh fuck's sake! 4 again. Another natural one.
Oh, God.
We all got one.
No! Oh no!
I call BS.
What the fuck just happened?
All 3 of you are starting to slow down now.
I call BS.
I'm calling hack.
This pie is really nice.
Yeah, you're getting a bit too cocky. You know, maybe you've changed up from like a nice light apple pie to something a little bit more dense. And so you're having a little bit of a harder time.
Follow this
through
apple
one.
pie with a fucking Cornish pasty.
Yeah. It's meat and potato. You're fucked. But yeah, you're all starting to slow down a bit now. That's the third round done with. Let's do the 3d4 for the others. Yeah. Guy on the end with the bald head, he's still making good headway. The others have like slowed down. In fact, the guy that got the 1, the really big rotund dude who thought he was going to be in for it, is like ducked out because he started to get a stomach ache. So that's 1 opponent gone. 4th round. Another round of checks, if you please.
Yeah, 7.
Better.
It's a little bit better.
Yeah.
7.
Top.
Hang on 1 second.
You may come back.
I'm coming back. Give me a second. Turn on the fan.
Everyone's getting keyed in now. You're like, fuck this shit, I'm going to win. Vox, you dive back in with just reckless abandon, filling your stomach with pie. Kieran, you are following suit, but you are ever so slightly slower. Mr. Amir, you are keeping pace with the Bard. It's getting good now. People are starting to cheer. They're like, hey, 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 hey. Like, really getting into it. You even noticed that, like the Sultan has actually joined the crowd, and he's actually just like, going, stuff it in. He's really getting into it. Final round. Let's go. Oh, I need to do my rolls pretty quick.
5 again.
I got a 4.
No, ignore that. I need to do 2 because one of them went. Oh, both your opponents have ducked out. The skinny dude has the skinny dude who was like on point to win suddenly starts to choke and is quickly just kind of like pulled aside by Althena and just like patted on the back and like applies a little bit of healing magic, and you could tell this guy's pissed. It's like, fuck, I was gonna win that. The other dude is like kind of like, you know, the other woman just kind of steps away. It's like, no, I'm gonna be sick. I need to leave. So it's just down to the 3 of you in the final round.
I got 5.
Let's see. You got 5. Amir got 5.
No, the 5 was
4.
The 5 was from his last roll. He needs to roll again.
Oh, he needs to roll again, doesn't he? Yeah, sorry. Yes.
In fact, the guy that didn't take part now.
Oh, sorry. Said that prematurely.
Mr. Michael needs to roll again.
It would have been fun. I might take part in something else if anyone's doing anything else there.
I got 4.
Yeah. You got 4.
Oh, fuck.
Right. The pie eating contest comes to a close. It's just the 3 of you. You are fighting your way through. I'm going to say, who's going to win this? Honestly, it's a bit of a toss-up who's going to win this one. I'm going to say, all of you are getting down to like the last 30 seconds. You are all pretty much equal. The one that's just out in front is Mr. Amir with that last round. You are just out in front, but you are going to have to make one final push in this last 30 seconds. One final roll from everyone. That's
Oh,
sorry, Karen.
Oh, I got 4 the same as me again.
Oh, the Ponzi bastard beating us.
I'm going to say, to the surprise of everyone, Miss Vox, you are sat there trying to get that last bit of like pie in your face. You glanced to the Bard. The Bard's desperately trying to, like, there's sweat dripping down your brow, like, and just there's a mirror on the end, just like tucking it away. He finishes the pie, moves the pie dish to the side, and daps at his lips, and goes to pull for another one.
Belches.
You think this is the first time I had to overindulge in pastry?
I'll have you know, man. Amir pulls over the last pie, and the song goes 3, 2, 1, and that's it. And we have the winner, Mr. Amir. Well done,
I have
sir.
2 brothers and 2 sisters. I can do this all day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't think so.
Box, hold me over.
Oh god, coming back.
Roll a d8 for me, Mr. Tom.
D8. Let's see how this goes.
I know you've spewed up everywhere.
You receive, the one you receive is a holy symbol from the deity watching over the festival.
Oh,
we're going to say it's. No, we're going to leave that for later. We're not going to do that now.
Aww.
You get a symbol from a deity that you know to be because a lot of the minor deities in this land are fairly interchangeable. This one is more focused on farming and alcohol, and with this holy symbol, because I'm going to make this up on the fly because it doesn't give it to me in this, This will allow you to cast create food or drink.
Oh dang!
Nice.
Once a day, so like per long rest basically.
Okay.
But it only enough for you. So this cannot be shared party wide.
Oh, how awful! Everyone's starving in the desert. I'm just sitting there going, "Hi guys." I couldn't possibly eat another bite.
Did I ever tell you about the cannibalistic fairies?
Okay, let me write this down real quick. Magic amulet of I'm stuffed.
That works.
Nice.
No, really, I couldn't eat another thing.
Yeah. Yep. All of you get like a huge round of applause though. They're like even though like Amir got a prize, there are no real losers. All of you get like a big round of applause. And I'm gonna say that'll round it up to around about lunchtime.
Well, basically, at the end, as soon as it's announced winner, it's just basically I give a deep bow, and of course I extend my hands to my fellow contestants, and I also indulge in a round of applause, just like it's not a big hand for everyone. We've all had pie today, and it was delicious.
Oh yeah.
It's nearing lunchtime. I'll prepare myself for the lunch rush to like use my arm wrestling pin if anyone's coming in.
Let's Mr. Bray or Miss Bray, sorry, my apologies. Roll for me. Roll a d12 for me.
D12.
Roll a d12.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, you have gotten a lot of challenges. You have had 10 people challenge you throughout the morning at arm wrestling.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make you do 10 strength saving throws because that's going to be time. So roll 10 d20s for me.
10 d20s.
Yes. I think you can only give them a chance of 5, I believe.
Yeah, so I'll just do 5 twice.
Yeah, just do 5 twice. Yep.
Oh, one of them was a critical fail and was a critical success.
The first half of the morning, you're not doing very well. In fact, you're getting to the point where you start to lose money. But because you're starting to lose money, someone comes in and basically bets very high that they're going to win. And they lose spectacularly, and you end up doubling the money that you lost.
Nice.
Thankfully. Fortunately, your next couple don't go so well. You do end up losing a little bit. But you end up winning big again because, again, someone decides to double down, so you end up getting the money back. However, you do lose a vast chunk of change in the next one, which is not going to be good. But you do manage to gain some of it back towards where lunchtime backs to happen and people go off to look for other things to do and look to get themselves to eat.
Yeah.
So you've done well, but you've also not done well. It's kind of balancing out now, but you know for a fact that if you don't make up for it in the afternoon, you're going to catch it later on. Like, it's not going to be good.
Okay. Well, I've got to take a break, so I'll get my. I'll get if have. I could buy myself a drink now, so I'll buy myself a drink and a bit like a meat stick or something if they've got that kind of thing going at the bar.
I mean, that would be more something you'd find outside. So, you know.
Oh yeah, so, well, if I could take my tab on and with me, I'll fly through the street, just street drinking, and I'll go to one of the street sellers that's doing like kebab meat, and I'm like, oh, one of those, please.
Yeah, you get one. It only costs like a couple of copper. It's not that expensive. These are street vendors.
Am I taking it out of my actual funds, or am I going to just take it out of
Yes, you are. You're taking it out of your actual funds.
Okay,
so I'm keeping track of the money you've earned. So.
Oh, I thought I had copper in my.
You do. You have your own money. I'm keeping track of the money you're earning for the carnival.
Yeah, so no, I thought I put the copper. I thought I earned copper last Thursday.
You did. You did. That was for you personally. I was like, the things I'm telling you to keep track of are separate from the things I'm keeping track of.
No, I hadn't. Apparently, I didn't write down the copper, so I can't remember how much I had.
Did you earn a lot? I think you earn 12, I believe.
12. I'll put it down to 10 to take that 2 off.
Yeah.
So
you go out into the streets. Think something real quick because this one's. You know you're being followed.
Oh. Okay.
You can tell someone's like following you, but like making a really piss poor job of it.
I'll flutter back by the tavern, drop off the tankard I took with me. You know.
Yeah.
And then I can I see any of my the supervisor people?
Mm-hmm.
I'll flutter over to one of them. I'm being followed. I don't know what to do. Because obviously I can't.
He sort of looks down at you submissively, like, "Well, did you even try to have a look who was following you?" There's a lot of people around here. A lot of people are following everyone.
All right, I'm just saying. Can
Just
I make
go about your business, Fairy. Just piss off and leave me alone.
You're lucky I can't hit you.
As soon as you say that, you feel a sharp stab through your temple, and you take some psychic damage.
Oh my god.
You take 4 psychic damage.
What the fuck?
He kind of leans down to you, does kind of hooks you underneath the little like necklace you've got on, and kind of pulls you up. I'll be a lesson to you, you little shit. You belong to the ringmaster. Do your fucking job. Shut the fuck up. He just kind of flicks you away.
Is this during lunch?
This is during lunch, yeah.
So would we have possibly moved over to the bar to get a drink by then?
You would have, but this is outside the tavern now.
Just outside the tavern bits.
Yeah, this is outside the tavern. You have had to approach someone who's trying to make themselves like nondescript. So they're already stood off to the side, and you come up to them and you've tried to be circumspect about it anyway. So it's not going to be immediately noticeable. You would have to be actively looking for it to see it.
Right.
Don't worry, they'll come up and snatch you. Don't you worry.
Yeah, can I make a perception check to check for this person that's following me?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Right.
You can't really see anyone because there are a lot of people around. So there are people that are glancing your way anyway, just walking past you because you're a fucking fairy, and they're like, "Whoa, a fairy!" You still get the sense that you're being watched though, and it's as you're like I'm gonna say you fly along for a little bit and you're checking over your shoulder. You can see someone ducking behind crates every so often.
Can I fly up to where the crates are?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I don't know where that is on the map, but yeah.
I'm gonna say you kind of come over here a little bit, you've ducked down here. I'll say. Okay. So you're over there.
Right, I mean myself, and then. Okay. Do I see anyone?
You see someone crouched underneath a parasol behind some crates.
All right, then, buddy.
You see the parasol almost drop to the floor, and a small individual and a teenage individual stand up wearing a pair of glasses. In context, you don't know who this person is.
No.
And
the fuck are you
she's
looking at, child?
And she's holding a set of books, which she kind of drops in startled surprise, and a big thing goes, hello, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to follow you. I was just curious as to what you are. I have not met one of your kind before. Fascinating. You can see she straightens reaches into a pocket, blasts out a pencil, and flicks through one of the books and starts kind of almost not dismissing your presence, but you can tell she's studying what you look like, and you can see she's starting to sketch out in her book what you look like, and almost start making little measurements.
I flutter down onto the crate that she's like near, and I start flexing, like striking up poses and stuff, like yeah.
Make a performance roll.
Oh.
I'm going to say with advantage. With advantage, because this is something you're used to doing.
All right.
That'll be nice.
Thank you.
Oh, you needed that.
Oh, I did do that. Jesus.
You notice that she, like you hear just on the edge of hearing a slight giggle, and almost like a clearing her throat. It's like, oh, I didn't giggle. You shut the fuck up. Yeah, she sketches out, and as you're flexing, you notice that she's finished with the initial sketch she's done. It's like it's very rough, but she's like almost sketching out like parts of you. She's sketching out an arm, like kind of one of your legs. She's like got like a rough one of your wings, and you notice that the sketches themselves are very detailed, and it's very clear that whoever this girl is, she has a keen eye for art and anatomy. Like she is sketching you out as if she was sketching out a like forensics book.
Oh, I'm very impressed. Very talented.
Thank you. Unlike my brother and my sister, I tend more towards the intellectuals of things. I like to learn things, and you seem like a very fascinating subject.
Okay. Well, I'm not one for books myself. But appreciate people that do tend to their studies.
I have always found that in books we find more truth than we ever do in people.
I don't know. You can definitely work the truth out if you hit hard enough sometimes.
I don't read Ice
That is true. I don't read Ice Mash. That is true, but the written word is not always visible on paper. It can be seen in people, for instance. The written word does not have to be actual letters. It can be written across a person's skin and across their very soul. Take you, for instance. And she studies you for a moment, and you suddenly get the impression that this teenage girl, is reading your entire life just by looking at you.
Oh my god. Is she going to work out I'm a slave without me telling?
You are in pain. And you have been for some time. That is very sad. I am sorry for this. I wish I could do something, but given who my family is, there are certain things I can and cannot do.
So it's no matter. There's nothing I can do.
She goes to walk around. She goes, "Thank you for letting me sketch you. I should probably get back to my family and let my father and my mother know that I've not been snatched up by some mythological sand beast that they insist."
Well, you're gonna be careful out here, love. Do you want an escort back?
No, I'll be fine. I have my own escorts. They're never really that far.
Okay.
And she gives you a very gentle bow. And she goes,
I kind of like nod.
My name is Jenica, by the way.
Jenica. I remember your name, Jenica.
She turns and walks away. What is your passive perception?
11.
11. As you turn, and well, you don't really turn because you fly quite often. You like kind of lift off and turn around.
Yeah.
And just like the corners of your vision, you see two figures move away from either side of you.
Oh my god!
Almost as if someone was standing right behind you, and the second you turn around, they turn around with you and they're gone. And
so they were her guards or something.
You get the distinct impression you just narrowly escaped very immediate death.
What the fuck?
You don't fuck with the princesses.
Hey, she talked to me.
You just
she's meant to be one of the rebels. Yeah.
And her bodyguards are not to be messed with.
Oh, I know. I wasn't going to attack the girl.
So lunchtime,
I am there. I'm not even here. Go away.
So just like you go to shake her hand, you find out you no longer have an arm. It's like, what the hell?
Disappearing limbs.
Mr. You know what, Mr. Yotal, we haven't
Yes.
heard from you in a little while. What would you like to be doing?
I've heard so much about these bars. I might go take a look at one.
Okay. Which one would you like to approach?
Go over this one to this one here. Why not? It's the nearest one to me.
That would be Mr. Michael.
Yes.
He's with Asatia that you just saw do the big pie eating contest. I imagine you guys probably wouldn't be looking for lunch. You're probably sat down on a bench recovering a bit.
Oh God, I've been pied to death.
Drink.
What I've just eaten down.
I need a drink to wash it all down with.
I'm starting to fly back, by the way.
What do you suggest? Drink.
Oh, hi, Yotal. Because we've met before, so...
Yeah. I remember you. I think.
I like that.
Oh my god, it's the first time the whole party's together.
I mean, roughly, yeah. You're all
Oh,
roughly
yeah.
in the same area.
Yeah.
I'm going to say at lunchtime, because of now it's properly getting into lunchtime, you guys are all like sitting around chatting a little bit. Amir's probably surrounded by a couple of people like, how the fuck did someone like you eat all of that shit? Something that's striking you, Amir, is that the common people here aren't shy about talking to the nobles at all. And you're used to a little bit of deference, which is kind of jarring for you a little bit. But people are just coming up to you like, that was awesome, patting you on the back and shit. Like, it's kind of cool and, like, you know, gives you a little bit of, like, bravado and a bit of ego, but it's also a little bit jarring because you're used to, like, people not of your station not interacting with you that freely. But in the middle, in front of the massive statue, as it's midday, it's lunchtime, a massive pavilion has been, like, just abruptly set up by Althena and a couple of other people at the village who have magic. They just, like, click their fingers, wave their hands, poof, massive pavilion over the, like, bit of street there. The tavern has spilled out. The tavern owner, his wife, and their kids have come out, and they are setting out, like, more tables, drinks, more food has come out, and it's very much a communal thing. So people are encouraged to sit down and mingle. Amir, you noticed that the other nobles are really uncomfortable with this. They're like, what the fuck? We thought we got our own seating area, but, like, no, they're sat down next to, like, random ass people.
Ah, commoners.
Yeah. And you notice that quite a lot of them don't know how to handle this. So they're mercenaries, and their aides are, like, stepping in and, like, you know, interacting with the other people for them. You, however, are being treated almost like a king because you ate so much in the pie eating contest. You have, like, won the favor of the locals, pretty much.
I will regale them with stories about how me and my siblings would sneak into the pantry to steal sweet treats. Of course, sometimes it would end with our beatings, but you know how it is. It's children being children, and trying to humanize myself with them, you know?
Yes. I'm trying to be one of them.
Am I commenting just right?
Yeah. Am I commenting right? Let's see. Vox, Michael, Bray, you joined at the table as well. You notice a few other your carnival members there as well. A couple of the heavies have sat down as well. They're keeping an eye on you. You do notice the guy that you spoke to is sat with a couple of the other heavies, and they are glancing in your direction. So he's spreading the word that you're acting up. So you might want to be careful.
Would my passive perception pick up on that?
I'm just... Let me roll a dice. No. You're far too ingrained with what's going on.
Okay, I thought I'd check.
Yeah, you just see a bunch of, like...
there.
I mean, from what you see, you just see a bunch of, like, shifty-looking individuals looking like dickheads. You don't really pay it much mind. It's like, oh, they're just being idiots. Halfdan is also there, yes.
I'll be set with him, type of thing.
Okay, yeah, you sit with Halfdan. The rest of you are sat down and you are eating like kings. Let's see, who's going to go on? Miss Fox.
Yeah.
As you are eating, probably sat next to Michael, Baby, Yotal's on the other side, Brain, Halfdan are fairly nearby. You get the intense feeling someone is standing behind you and staring at you.
But I'm very quickly gonna stand up and turn.
As you stand up and turn, what is your passive perception? You get the immediate sense that you should not move too quickly.
What, before I stand up and turn?
Yeah, you like kind of put your hands down. You go to like stand up brusquely, and like the hairs in the back of your neck stand up. It's like, okay, sudden movements, not a good idea at this current moment.
Okay, well then I'll slowly stand up and turn around.
You slowly stand up and turn around, and you see stood behind you the short figure of this 12-year-old, sandy blonde-headed, pale kid. He's like, "Hi."
Hi.
I like your horns.
You ate all the pies, right?
Don't I at most
No,
of
that would be
them?
me.
Oi!
You shut up. You eat more anyway. You grew up in a palace. You eat all the pies. You shut up. And
That is
I
good.
mean,
That's gonna make a giggle.
that was really fun to watch. You did very, very well. That was amazing. Why are your legs like that? Was your mama goat? Was your dad a goat? Why you have horns? Was your dad a devil? Why do you have hair all over like that? I don't have hair all over like that.
I'm giggling slightly, if I can hear
I
this.
am having the best time.
This kid is he's one of these kids that has a fascination with everything and has a million questions about everything and will not shut up. But it is endearing in its own way.
It's adorable, but also slightly annoying.
Yeah, he is obviously fascinated by you because he's never seen anything like you before, and he wants to know everything.
Well, I'd probably sit back down, like, but facing him, and just like try to get him to pause and explain about a very quick, basic, like, no, my mum or dad wasn't a goat, kind of thing, and it was his, it's just how my race is, and do you want to, seeing if he wants to touch the horns, my horns and stuff.
Do you want to touch my horns?
Like every single question every single answer you give to his questions immediately sinks into his brain. It's like he's taking everything you say as absolute fact, and he's like, he's giving that like nod kids do when they think they're being really wise. Yes, okay, that's fact.
That's
I'll file that away. Like, as you say, like, would you like to touch my horns? You notice he goes, oh, like, why? He's like, yeah, I touch. Can I? And he goes touches your horns and like giggles, like yay!
From where Bray is, if Bray hears and sees us from where she is with Hassan, she kind of looks at and goes, "Yes, that's where you hold on when you're riding the steed."
That's normal behavior.
As you say that, Bray,
yep,
his eyes go wide. He turns back to the horse and goes, "Do you give rides?"
No.
You got to be careful what you say around
strong
kids.
Words.
Got to be careful.
Bray, I know we haven't met much, but shut your face. Also, Todd, I get this a lot from kids when they haven't seen one of me. It's but no, little one, I don't give rides.
My
child
kids
thing.
Okay. He does pout his lips a little bit. Goes,
"Oh,
okay, no, it's okay. Daddy said, ask questions, don't make demands. Make demands is bad. No." And he sort of like turns around, seemingly to midair, and goes, "Jack, Mac, come be my new friend."
Oh God!
Two dudes.
Oh God! I'm gonna have a horde of kids around me.
No, not more kids. Two full-grown adults in plate armor holding glowing green halberds.
Hi.
Jack Ram's bodyguards.
Oh my God!
Oh well, I wouldn't.
These guys
I wouldn't know.
appeared out of seemingly absolute nowhere.
So he's
meet
the prince, but I wouldn't. Vox probably wouldn't know he's the prince straight off the mark.
You know to recognize these dudes as the Sultan's core bodyguards.
which would
They are
make me
guarding
click on
this
like,
kid.
Just turning around expecting more children, literal the elite palace guard staring you down.
Yeah. It's like,
yeah, I think that would probably make it click. Oh fuck, this is the prince.
yeah, it's like 2 and 2 together would not be difficult for you. It
Yeah,
was
I'm
like,
not.
oh,
I said I want to ride.
Oh no.
As you look at these two dudes, they seem to be decked out in what you'd expect as the other bodyguard's armor. But if you study it a little bit more closely, there seem to be little accoutrements to the armor. One of them's got a little J wax seal attached to his armor. The other one's got an M that has been obviously been very crudely handmade, possibly by the hand of a child. There's little tassels and little just like handmade little kitsch things that's like kind of hanging off of belt loops and stuff.
Oh.
And you notice in the one that's called Jack, he's got a braid in the front of his hair that ends in a little tiny teddy bear.
Oh.
Both of these dudes look haggard as
I mean, from the kids' energy out of like what 10 minutes, I'm not fucking surprised.
yeah, these guys look exhausted, but even through their exhausted looks, they are staring at you in such a way that you get the immediate impression that if you make even a single aggressive gesture towards this child, they will cut you the fuck down.
I mean, she's not gonna, so she's not worried.
Yeah.
Because she's
I mean,
not
both
going to
just kind
attack
of
a
give you
fucking
like,
child.
yeah, they just give you a very brief nod. Yes, you have made a new friend. Shall we add them to the list of your friends? Yeah, yes, list. Get the list. Mac sighs, reaches into a pouch, pulls out a wad of parchment about 4 inches thick, and just kind of starts rolling it out. It's like,
And
Miss,
I'm
what's
like,
your name?
this looks familiar.
Don't tell him.
We're not gonna. My name is Vox Palebrace.
Vox Palebrace. Email. He gives you a look for a moment.
Oh.
Sort of like puts the quill. He's like puts a pencil using underneath his thumb. Reaches into a pocket, pulls out a little what looks like a lens inside of like a metal casing, and looks at it through you. Looks at you through it. Sorry, that's correct English. And just kind of looks at you for a minute and goes, pocket, druid, next spellcaster, no level, threat level, negligible. Just kind of rolls it back up, puts it back in the pouch. Prince, we should get back to your father. Can we excuse the lovely lady to enjoy her lunch? He goes, oh, yes, we should. Miss Vox Palebrace, he gives the cutest bow that you've ever fucking seen in your life. Just many R's, just, the exploding of ovaries just consumes the table.
Even Bray.
Yeah.
If you listen very carefully, you can hear the distinct popping of ovaries.
And here was patient 0 of baby fever. And he gives you a deep bow, and he tottles off with his bodyguards following after him. They don't glance back at you, but just like Jack Rome gives you just a massive wave as he goes. It's like, bye! And he buggers off.
Obviously, wave back.
Yeah, he buggers off to go visit his father.
Said the half stand, he's cute.
Well, that was interesting.
You know what? Because it's getting late, I'm going to do another quiz. You immediately sense another presence at your shoulder, Vox.
Oh, God.
And this is a taller, older woman, bearing a slight family resemblance to Jack, who has just left. And she makes no effort to hide that she has bodyguards. These dudes look considerably more serious than the previous ones. There's no little totems. There's no handmade crafts. These dudes are all business.
Oh.
And she's looking down at you and seems to be studying very intently. And seems to glance at the rest glances at the rest of everyone else. Yes. I trust you had a good conversation with my brother.
Yeah, he had a lot of questions.
He always does. He's a very sweet boy, but very naive.
Full of energy.
I would like to thank you for having the patience to deal with him. He can be a bit much sometimes.
I know, he was fine.
And I saw that his guardians took your name.
Yes, apparently I'm his friend now.
Yes, you are. And I would be very careful with that friendship, Miss Fox Palebrace.
Oh.
My name is Hatlira. I am his older sister and the next in line of the throne. That was my brother, and I am very protective of my family. I do not know you, nor do I accuse you of anything. But just be aware of what is happening and who you are dealing with. Good day to you. And she turns and walks away with her bodyguards. Oh, and that goes for the rest of you as well that sat there. I did make note of your comments, Fairy and the Paladin. Keep a civil tongue in your heads when you are speaking around my younger brother, if you please. And she turns and walks away dismissively.
I didn't say anything bad about him.
What did I say?
Yeah.
You made sexually suggestive comments around her younger brother involving Fox's horns.
I didn't.
I don't think
didn't.
I don't think that was in character.
No, I
You
didn't.
said it. You said it in your
no,
character's voice, though. You did say it in character.
No,
I
I
didn't
wasn't
say anything
saying.
about the horns.
I wasn't saying it sexually. I've always had a running joke about when marching into battle, her riding on her head like. Yeah, there wasn't meant
And
to
you
be
don't
sexual.
see how that can be misconstrued by people who don't know you.
No. I mean, like, Grace doesn't think things through anyway, but yeah.
What did I say?
Right. We were going to leave it at the lunchtime meal here.